we'll have to see. So in terms of victory points, by the way, you can see that now he's just finally starting to cap this here with his upgraded half track. He's going to be taking the northern victory point, but it is 2-0 right now. It looks like Sens has been doing a much better job at staying on the ball with capping things and maintaining control. Again, this middle field area here, I can't emphasize enough how open and unguarded it is. You have this nice little rolling hill kind of effect. You can see how there's like a hill right on this ridge, and that definitely kind of obscures. It feels like it makes two separate chunks to it, but this is a really hard position to capture, especially when there's machine guns, you know, because you can have machine guns set up here, you can have things shooting in at you. There's very little cover, very exposed position here. So you can see that it looks like the flamethrowers and the riflemen are going to be moving up to do a sort of counterattack to cover for the fact that those engineers are going to be down there having to hold on. And we can already see, oh, we've got another little grenade barrage coming out right there, and completely missed. Good avoidance there. And you can see good use here of the engineers with the flamethrower upgrades, and nice little flank coming from the south as well. The pack is just very quietly trying to sneak away here. Again, those little stun grenades going off. Oh, look at these guys just kind of waddling on home, just crawling away on their bellies there. But you can see the second squad of riflemen that showed up doing a pretty good job. And now that he's reasonably confident that there's no anti-tank guns here, of course there are plenty here, but he's been kind of poking around in the area for a while. Boom, there goes an anti-tank gun shot, and you can see taking it all the way down below half health. Just barely getting out of there, but you need to have real quick reflexes if you think there are packs in the area here. So this is becoming very, very dangerous for mechanized units. Grenadiers, of course, can be upgraded to have Panzer Schrecks, really good bazooka-type weapons, great anti-vehicles, in addition to having all of these packs around. So that's looking pretty bad. It looks like, what the hell is he doing with a machine gunner now is my question. He went ahead and back-teched. So having gotten all the way up to Tier 3, he back-teched down to Tier 2 to get a weapon support center in order to have a machine gunner. Interesting choice. I mean, obviously, he felt like there was a lot of infantry out there and he needed some suppression. So that's kind of clever. But in general, I would say that this is kind of an atypical choice at this point in the game. Most of his choices have been atypical, so I've been actually kind of having a lot of fun watching Ponti play for this game. Heavy machine gun team now setting up in this building here. Again, great line of fire on everything. Ponti did manage to capture this munitions point, though, that's so hard to hold on to. So that'll give him a little bit of an edge, but unfortunately, he doesn't quite have control of the adjacent sector that actually has the victory point in it. So looks like he's kind of positioning himself maybe to put some pressure down here on the south, because this region right here is incredibly well fortified right now by Sens. Almost no attention is being paid up north, by the way. A lot of times it's important for players to kind of remember that there's other areas of the battlefield that probably have no troops in them. You can see Sens right now capitalizing on that, going to go ahead and cap a victory point in the back, or at least cap a normal kind of supply position there. Obviously, I missed out on some fighting here. Perhaps, did he lose that whole squad? Yes, I think he did. I think this whole squad went down there. You can see the medics here are running out to try and capture these gentlemen. Where are those medics coming from? Here we go. He's got a nice little forward medic station there. Anyhow, we do have infantry assault team being upgraded here. So it is obvious, by the way, that Sens is going to be playing as a Blitzkrieg player, which obviously justifies all of the infantry that we're seeing out of him here. Playing as Blitzkrieg. And by the way, a sniper just coming out on the field too. So that's pretty cool. I guess maybe he's getting that purely to counter the machine gunner that's out there. But, you know, it's not a bad idea to have a well-defended sniper picking off at infantry. So now, anyhow, so Sens' decision to get lots of infantry, very well justified. Axis players have all sorts of call-in armor available at their disposal, and so likely we're going to be seeing him go for that. Just a lot of infantry and then backed with abilities to call in armor. Let me take a look back. Again, I'm just going to keep swapping the point of view here, so the colors on the minimap will change. Taking a look at Ponti, 3 points saved up and hasn't spent any of them yet, so we have no idea what he's doing. I would suspect at this point he's either going for... he's in a good position to go armor, honestly. He could be considering airborne. It all depends. We can see up here planting some mines. Again, always a good idea to, like, if you know you can't defend an area but you have temporary control over it, plant mines. It's a great way to just kind of punish whoever comes to cap it back from you. Unfortunately, he was not available to defend the center, and it looks like almost unchallenged these grenadiers are going to be able to wander in here and capture this point for the time being. Somewhere around here was a sniper. I don't know where he went, but this heavy machine gun team is going to do its job pretty well and kind of suppress these guys. They may very well try to take it, but if they get pinned, they're going to stop capping here. We can see the sniper, unfortunately, firing in the other direction, picking off the flank. Oh, there we go, picking off a nice-looking flamethrower flank there. This is now neutral territory. Looking towards the north, you can see a heavy infantry push now coming north. We've got two Volksgrenadier squads, two Grenadier squads and a Volk squad. So that's going to be more than I think this vehicle can deal with by itself. But it is still 2-1 victory points. 500 right now for Sens, 321 for Ponti. No sign yet of what Ponti is actually going to be purchasing. Here we go. He does have Browning automatic rifles, though. And when I say purchasing, I mean in terms of his commander abilities. But Browning automatic rifles out there right now. You can see, oh, beautiful positioning here. This is exactly how you want to use your snipers. Note, he's got the heavy machine gun team in the building, sniper in front of it. Because whenever an enemy player notices a sniper, what they want to do is rush it. You want to get right up on top of a sniper and shoot it at point blank. You can see the sniper now is beginning to really inflict casualties. He needs to retreat. This heavy machine gun team right now, it's going to take another casualty if he's not careful. Retreat. Oh, and there goes that other gentleman here getting his helmet shot right off. But like I was saying, you always anticipate that the enemy infantry is going to just rush the position where they think the shot came from. And then having a machine gun team behind it is fantastic, because then they walk right into the range, they get suppressed, and then the sniper can just sit there and shoot the suppressed guys, and they'll die to the machine. Beautiful combination. Sniper, machine gunner. Try to always pair them together. Anyhow, once again, looking around and seeing whatever happened to that push that looked like was coming up top. Maybe he was just repositioning his troops. Perhaps now he's stabbing towards the center instead. Getting a nice little kill right there with the Panzer Shrek. You don't always see that happen, but you can see this poor gentleman here is now missing the lower half of his body and his left arm as a result of that exchange. And big old blob of infantry now moving on in here for Sens. That's looking pretty good. Towards the south, this sniper is continuing to inflict casualties here. I can just hear these guys kind of yelling every now and then. Oh, beautiful looking flanking attack here. You can see he's suckering the attack here on the north, moving in with his infantry, hoping to divert the heavy machine gun team, and buying time for his flamethrower to come in here and pour some fire into this house. Fire, of course, does extra damage to people behind cover, like being in buildings. Really great way of taking care of that. And I think he's just going to go ahead and burn out that entire machine gun team. Yes, it is. So using sort of that one sacrificial squad just to kind of distract up here in the front. These two squads did a lot of damage down there. Now you can see the Grenadiers here looking really, really in bad shape. Going to have to get out of there, taking some extra shots from these gentlemen, even a parting flamethrower shot. Oh, no, and he burns on fire. Oh, he lays down and takes a flaming nap for the time being. And now here we have it. I'm going to go ahead and swap over here to Sens. You can see that Sens has gone ahead, upgraded his urban assault support. And he's basically got this stew on the field right now, which is like a howitzer. It's like a little stug tank, but with a howitzer gun instead. Awesome, awesome anti-infantry ability. You can see it's kind of like a slow artillery shot there. Firing at point blank, taking a good piece out of that building's roof there. And what the hell is going on here? We can see that these riflemen, not only did they manage to hunt down and kill that pack, they also split up and started manning the pack and are apparently trying to turn the pack onto the stew. Oh, go, you brave little infantry, you. Lining up a perfect rear armor hit there. Yes, there goes hit one. The stew, of course, having trouble kind of negotiating around right now. Going to try and squeeze out a shot. Taking a shot point blank. Oh, doing some damage, killing one of the men, launching him backwards through a tree. These guys turning around, trying to line up the shot once again. Misfire right there. Unfortunately, there we go, hitting the front armor of that anti-tank gun. That can provide some pretty good defense for the guys using it usually. Second shot goes off. He just barely gets out of the range of that anti-tank gun. Oh no, unfortunately they're about to get flanked. You can see them setting up right now, trying to take one last shot at that stew before it gets out of range. He takes the shot and it deflects off of front armor, and oh man, a little bit of an artillery shot on top of his own troops there. But I think these gentlemen are done. Yes, they are, and they have been dispatched by the Germans. But kind of a brave little maneuver there. You can see almost completely ruining that stew for the time being. Anyhow, at the very least, good distraction, and as you can see, he used that time with the three gentlemen who headed back, who did not pick up that gun. He made sure that they capped that point first, then retreated them home. Very efficient use of motion there. Don't just hit retreat, walk back, cap something, and then retreat. Yes. Some counter capping going on here in the middle. During that time, by the way, Ninja capped all that stuff. It looks like Ponti finally got up a little bit there. He was up 309 to 444, so he's been kind of, sorry, Yes, he was down 309 to 444, 2-1 based on his captures. Again, he's capping the northern positions here. That's looking pretty good. I'm going to take a look back once again at Ponti. I apologize for the color changes. We can see that he has the Sherman on the field right now, so he has been dying. And yes, we see that he went armor indeed. He's basically been stalling all game, trying to use his early game units to buy time for him to go armor. That's fantastic. So the tank depot is up right now. We have a Sherman on the field. You can see that he opted to get Allied War Machine and then Sherman Calliope. So some of you may know that when I played Company of Heroes Online, I was pretty much a tenacious armor player. I loved armor. It was very difficult to play in Company of Heroes Online, but as a lot of people would laugh that like it was hard early game, but then as soon as you got the Calliope out, you kind of won the game. And so I suspect that that is the new challenge. And by the way, just good use of landmines and Sherman tanks, killing all sorts of gentlemen here. There's a couple of mines placed there early game. We have a nice little infantry assault squad moving out here. And it looks like he's just going to go ahead and save up 650 requisition here and get himself a Calliope. So that's going to be pretty brutal there. However, though, the game is still far from over. I'm not really sure what they're talking about here because I happen to know for a fact this game goes on a lot longer. And you can see here that the stew is continuing to get repaired down here in the south. And we do see that the Sherman is kind of moving out, putting some pressure on these gentlemen here. So hopefully we'll see a Calliope soon. You can see these packs just kind of exchanging some fire back and forth here. But that's kind of the name of the game now is that Sens is going to have to anticipate and correctly counter armor. Obviously, he doesn't really know he's an armor player yet. He hasn't seen any armor player abilities. It's not uncalled for you know, random other people just to get a fast Sherman. It's a great unit anyway, so, but we'll see too much. Again, I'm not sure what the hell they're talking about here. This game goes on for quite a while, and here we have it. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the beautiful Calliope, as I like to affectionately refer to it. Yes, I know that's not how you pronounce that. It's Calliope. It's just one of those words that I enjoy mispronouncing. Calliope, of course, is the name of a pipe organ used in circuses. You know, that's kind of what that looks like. So I hear the lovely explosive sound of the stew firing away at infantry here. And let's appreciate once again. Oh, never mind. Destruction, glorious destruction everywhere as we have the Calliope raining down terror. Oh man, that was a really good shot right there. He even picked off one of them. He completely destroyed that building, killing everyone inside of it, and just kind of was able to kind of sow terror all over the battlefield there. Whoa, point blank shot coming from the stew, picking off what looks like a single rifleman that was down there. Hard to tell exactly. But now, okay, now we've got some serious armor presence on the field right now, as long as he can keep it alive. Sherman Calliope was a must-have ability if you were leveled as armor for Company of Heroes Online. Again, I'm going to be a little fuzzy what the differences are between the Calliope here and the Calliope there. I know you had to spend points on your Calliope and the online version to make it like, oh, sniper shot, to make it drive as fast and shoot as fast as a Sherman and all sorts of other random stuff here. I suspect because he can have two of them that it's very similar. Oh, the stew is about to Kool-Aid Man, I think. Maybe. Nope, I guess he can't. Maybe that requires heavy crush, actually, come to think of it. Heavy crush is the thing that only like super heavy tanks have. It's the ability to knock down all terrain. And once again, I just love pointing out how beautiful the plumes of dirt explosions look in this game. Absolutely phenomenal. Just look at that. It's so satisfying. Whenever like an infantry player calls in artillery support, I just love it. Unfortunately, this is kind of a just a cluster of tanks here, all pointing in the wrong direction. Really, Ponti has the advantage here. He's just had a really bad luck, what with pointing his Calliope the right direction and having rear armor exposed, and he never really got any effective shots on this stew here. And even though it's largely an anti-infantry kind of vehicle, just kind of plugging away at a tank point blank with a howitzer certainly works. And it looks like he was able to get the edge there, actually. So very important, by the way, when you do gain material, make sure you're splitting around and capping stuff. So it looks like maybe the sniper was considering capping that. Nope, I guess not. But whenever you force your enemy back a little bit, oh god, he's going to just open up, I believe, on this little medic bunker here. I would not recommend shooting at point blank, but okay, that's fine. And yes, we can see a little bit of capping all around. Again, this is a really annoying point to lose as allies. Very, very bad. Always look out for that. Threatens a lot of your territory. And no! Calliope is going to be here to save the day. Oh, yes. Look at that. Glorious Calliope shots just coming raiding in. Everybody knows I'm a Calliope fanboy here. But I do like seeing it in action. It's certainly a good way just to kind of hammer down on a single point and just kind of try and punish that point whenever someone's trying to sit there and capture it. Nice little mobile artillery unit there. Sort of Manticore-like.